Yeah, get those
get that going so we can do a
pre-show beers going.
Thank you for these.
Yeah.
We should have.
We didn't bring
I
crap.
apologize.
We were lucky to be on the road.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Wafting.
I don't see beer 30 on that prompter.
You don't?
No. You see beer.
Supposed to be there?
No.
Oh,
No.
that was a joke.
It was a joke.
I meant to bring you a sticker of the beer 30.
Right.
All right.
Oh my gosh, I totally did not get it.
Forgot about that.
It has been such a day today.
Okay, I did the thing and I did the other thing.
Yep.
There we go live. There we go. All right, let's do this. Welcome to the BlabberMalt Show with your hosts, Dave and Matthias, two guys that blabber incessantly about beer, brewing, and bullcrap. Stick around while they brew up another tasty episode. All right. It's Dave and Tom with the BlabberMalt Show, and that other guy is not here.
Hello.
I never know what he's doing. What is he doing?
He's a busy man.
He is a busy man, so he's off doing real world things, and we're out here playing with some brewers from Mansfield. We have the Phoenix crew here today. Carmen and Duncan, thanks for making the drive, guys. We did it last week, and yeah.
You're welcome.
It's legit. Yeah, we appreciate it. We
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
I'm honored.
You're
Thanks for
honored.
having
Well, we're the ones that are honored. Let's be honest. So, top of the show, if you guys don't know, we do a show every Tuesday live on Facebook, and we also cross-post to the Northeast Ohio Craft Brewery news site. Show at 7 p.m. about beer, brewing, and bullcrap. That's kind of our thing.
A lot of bullcrap today.
Yeah, probably a lot of bullcrap. We got my brother Mike and Michelle in the house. He's the taco boy. What's up, taco boy? And he brought the tacos.
Tacos and beer.
Tacos and beer. What goes better with beer than tacos?
Tequila.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. Mike, did you bring tequila?
No.
Damn it.
Have to settle,
right.
have to settle for
Oh.
beer.
Okay. Yeah, we got plenty of beer.
Or a nice tequila island time.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
IPA pairs well with the taco.
Everything goes good with an IPA. I say, yeah. Pizza, beer, tacos. Yeah. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that button down there. Let me do the thing right there. You can see, like and subscribe. Follow us, Facebook, YouTube. Tomorrow we'll be up on Spotify and all the places you can get audio and video podcasts. So, yeah. It's going to be fun. Going to be a fun show. We have nobody here yet, so that's all right. Keep talking. Give them a chance. They'll catch up with us. I want to see Rick Bell. I want to see Dustin. I want to see Dan. I want to see them all.
They'll be here.
Making
They'll be here.
weird comments. Yeah.
If not, we just
Suggesting-
got two great guests, and we'll just deal with that.
Yeah, we'll do that. So
Nothing wrong with that.
we like to get a little weekend update, see what everybody got up to. Tom, what'd you get into this weekend?
We seem to be on an anniversary tour, so this Saturday we went out into to Four Paws,
Oh, okay.
the Red Wagon, celebrating their, was it 4-year anniversary.
4 years, yeah.
So we're out there. They had a casada cake beer that they made especially for the anniversary.
Yeah.
That was
Cool.
very delicious. Got to talk a little bit with Ann and stuff, so had a
Oh, okay.
nice time out there. Popped over to Schnitz, their production facility, which you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
have toured.
Yeah.
You can go back and look at that on episodes, probably about 10, 15 episodes ago when you guys were out there.
Yeah, a lot of sausage jokes on that episode.
That place is huge.
Mm-hmm. Sure is, yeah.
Jerome did give us a tour of the place, so we got to see the back and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
So it was very nice.
Yeah, cool. Did you get any sausage? Igor serve up his sausage for you?
We did have a Hungarian sausage.
Yeah, you did. I knew it.
And that was about it. And enjoyed. I mean, beautiful weather. Got some yard work done with finally planted some flowers and that
Yeah.
stuff. So before June 1st, I got the yard ready, which
Yeah,
I'm
that's
very
good.
excited.
I saw you had a bunch of bags of mulch out there. I said, man, that's not going to be fun. So when my phone rang and I saw it was Tom, there's no way I'm answering because I'm not shoveling mulch. That's why we live in a condo.
So what'd you do?
Well, we were up Marblehead weekend. They kicked off the. Have a place up in Marblehead, and it's kind of a little beach community there, and they have a yacht club, and we do Fantastic Fridays. It rotates around at people's houses, and you supply a beverage of the night, and everybody brings hors d'oeuvres and kind of just hang out and party and just get reconnected with everybody up there. So yeah, we did that. Brought some cooler full of beer, and it was a good time.
What happens on the Fantastic Fridays?
You get wrecked on the deck. Yeah, that's what you're looking for, right? Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Weekly,
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah, every week. Yeah,
Okay.
in the summers.
Not every day, but every Friday.
Well, if you're up there,
May as well.
you may as well. Yeah.
Sometimes there's a Suntastic Saturday.
Yeah, sometimes there's and a fantastic Sunday as well, since we had Monday off. So yeah, it was a good time. But saw people we hadn't seen all winter, and it was cool. And you end up at somebody's house after the Fantastic Friday and have a little nightcap, and yeah. So
Next thing you know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
next thing you know, you're doing shot skis and allegedly. Yeah. How about you guys? What did you guys get into?
Very similar situation. I think Saturday I did a lot of yard work, and I smoked 2 pork butts. That was Sunday, actually.
That was Sunday.
But it was all a blur. But yard work and smoking meat at the same time, kind of what I do.
Yeah, you might as
I
well.
guess you can do that, yeah. I mean, you get 10 or 12 hours of
I
hell,
feed
why
a
not?
log in every half hour, and so we do that. And then we had a little shindig Monday.
Maybe
It's
the
late,
log,
I-
go late, yes.
That was too late.
Yeah. I don't know where all my sounds are. We haven't been in the studio for a while, so
I didn't see that on the prompter. But
yeah. Sure.
we had a little party for our. We had a little cookout for our staff on Monday,
Nice.
And the golf league was
and
there
a
too.
golf league. I run a golf league. It's Monday Informal Golf League, the MIGL. We do a traveling league. It's loosely associated with the Phoenix, but it's a lot of our regulars.
And so traveling, so they play different courses every week?
Every Monday. So this Monday it was a holiday, so we just drank some beer and we ate some walleye. We had some fish fry. We had some fresh walleye
Pork butt.
and the pork butt, and then
Surf and turf?
whoever whatever somebody brings, side dishes. We had a good time yesterday, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the good thing about smoking meats. You can do other things. You just get the temp dialed in, and then you can get other stuff done.
Exactly.
It's I like home brewing is fun. Smoking wheat and
Smoking weed.
smoking wheat. Well, that's fun too. Smoking meat. I should enunciate better. And homebrew. Wait for something to boil. Wait for something to smoke. Yeah. That's
Yard
fun.
work.
Yard work. Yeah. Get the weed whipper out. Do some of that. Yeah.
So Duncan, it's a wood.
Yeah, I have a
smoker?
wood offset. I have like piles of dried hickory, and it works out well. Actually, the wood comes from Farmer Dan. Farmer Dan is somebody, as farmer, takes my spent grain, and he supplies
trade?
me with firewood. I pay for it, but I tell him I want hickory this long, and whatever, and he brings me a truckload. So for heat and for cooking, so all wood when I can. In the winter it's a pellet grill,
Okay.
pellet smoke, because I'm not feeding logs out in the cold.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying it. A lot of log talk. And
If it's not a sausage, it's a log.
it's a lot.
Right.
Yeah, that's good times. Well, let's do this.
It's time for the Vorlog.
So, Phoenix Brewery in the house. We talked a lot about your brewery when we were out there. Really enjoyed being up in the spirit room. You guys shared some great beers with us. Got a tour of the place. Very good time. Tonight, we want to talk a little bit about you guys and how your journey, how you got into brewing. So, before we do that, beer of the night, at least initially here, we're drinking Fatheads Sunshine Daydream. If you guys are not familiar, this is a great summertime beer, IPA. has that nice crisp taste and hop balance with a lower ABV, so you can crush them all day. So kind of like Founders All Day IPA is another go-to, but this is a little more local. And yeah,
One of my
Good
favorites.
stuff.
I will tell you, it's probably one of my favorite beers.
yeah, it is.
is
I mean,
ours, right.
Summertime,
Top 10,
get
It's
a
top 10 for me.
Yeah.
top
Absolutely.
10,
Top 10.
for sure.
So you got that. You did that right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you like me and your top 10 has like 35 beers in it? Yeah.
I've been accused of that.
Right.
I would
Yeah.
say that
Yeah.
the bottom 10 is like 35, and the top 5 are like top 5 solids, and then the bottom
Yeah.
are like,
It's
it's
top
like 30
top 10 that day. You know.
Yeah.
that week.
I've also
Seasonal.
heard,
Or for that mood
Seasonal.
that you're in, and I mean, there's
Yeah.
different.
You have to toss in the
Top
seasonals.
50 sometimes. Top 50 beer.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like you can have a top 10 list of beers you can get all the time. There's a top 10 list of like seasonals that you can't get all the time, and then there's, one-offs. You can have a top 10 list. So there's 30 covered right there.
A lot of honorable mentions too.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
honorable mentions. Yeah, that's for sure. So, yeah. Anyway, this is a great beer. Get you some. Get 15 packs anywhere you buy beer.
Top 5.
So, Duncan, how did you got into home brewing, right? I think I saw on the website, was it
Yeah, I was.
1999?
We were living in Columbus at the time.
89?
Well, Columbus. We
99.
moved to Mansfield not long after, but so yeah, I guess we were in Mansfield, and I was going down to Columbus, getting homebrew ingredients, reading books, like paper books back then,
But
to learn about brewing.
what made you want to start that one day?
I think that the Mr. Beer kit, seeing that at Walmart
Yeah.
or something, you go by, and then she got me a Mr. Beer kit for
So you're bopping around. You said 99?
99,
99.
Yeah.
and I got the Mr. Beer kit.
Duncan's out there smoking blunts, listening to Limp Bizkit, Corn,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Some of that.
And yeah,
About half of what you said.
yeah. And then you're hammering Blatz or Miller Lite.
Hammering Honey Browns. We couldn't get IPAs in Ohio, really.
Okay, yeah.
The cap was 6%, so you're
J. Dundee, Honey Brown,
JD?
Oh,
you're
yeah.
drinking Gateway beers at the time.
Killian's Irish
Oh, I
Red.
know one. What was the ESB? Red Hook. ESB.
Red Hook?
Red
Oh,
Hook
yeah.
ESB.
Drinking that. Yeah.
Now, I mean, these are craft beers you're talking about,
Yeah.
though. I mean, these are not
99.
everyday-
Wasn't the? Yeah, it was. There was some stuff going on.
I mean, Red Hook.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I think the first ones that I had were in, say, 97.
Mhm.
No, it would be earlier than that. It would have been 95, 94. And it was the first non Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light, or Jobel would have been
Jobel.
Killian's Irish Red. And then
Till it said brewed in Golden, Colorado, and I was like, what
it
is
was
this?
red, and I
No,
had
it
red,
was good. It
I
was
have red
good.
hair, so it was a red beer that was kind of actually why I drank it. So it wasn't like Bud Light or Miller Lite. And then after that, it was Honey Brown, and that was because there was a BW3s that had gone in Bowling Green, and that was like
It was back when B-Dubs was good.
when you
B-Dubs
could
was
still get a
good.
15-cent wing
Yeah.
on a Tuesday. And then that went up to like 20. It was 10-cent wings actually, and then it was 15, and then it was 25.
But that was when they were
But-
back promoting lots of
But
beer.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
Dundee's
They had
Honey
a lot
Brown
of
out of
JD's.
New York.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which it was Genesee Cream Ale. That was their brand that they created, the J.W. Dundee.
Oh, okay.
And they are still brewing it as, now you can get Genesee Honey Brown, which is the same beer. They discontinued the J.W.
Changed the name.
Dundee.
Yeah.
They kind of phased
I've
that
seen
out.
it. Yeah, I've seen that.
So yeah. So Carmen she's hanging around in '95, listening to Alanis Morissette, doing Molly at the clubs, and
No
drinking-
Molly.
I don't know. I'm just
You
making
got,
stuff
You got
up.
part of that right, though.
Alanis Morissette, yes.
Yeah.
And hanging at the clubs, but no
Yeah.
Molly.
Nice. Okay.
And drinking or killing.
I wasn't that adventurous.
Okay. Yeah.
So getting into homebrew, right? That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
time. That's
yeah.
the time frame we're talking, right?
Yeah. We got married in 96, so we had moved down to, lived in Findlay, and then we moved to Columbus, and the Mr. Beer kit came in, I think, 98, Christmas 98, and then he had, he brewed it using the trying to regulate the temperature in the basement of the duplex we were renting. He was trying to regulate the temperature by the boiler downstairs or the furnace
closer or
downstairs.
farther away.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh man, yeah.
Well, I thought the more heat, the better. So yeah, that was not. You learn fast.
Very fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
It,
yeah.
But it was really kind of fun because he went through at that time. He went through after that first batch, which he drank. I did not. I had part of one, but then he made a second batch and it was a little better. But he said, "I really like this, and here is a list of." And I was substitute at the time, and the district that I worked at only paid once a month,
Oh, boy.
which was really difficult, especially when you're trying to pay for as newlyweds and you're trying to save money and everything else. But he had a whole plan of what equipment he would buy each month. And in 6 months, he had a really nice setup so that he could start brewing all grain. And then the next 6 months, he was working on yeast slants and culturing
Wow.
yeast.
I went.
Wow.
Yeah.
He
you
went
right in
head
for it.
first into all of that, really.
Yeah.
I had like.
And the beers were
50
fantastic.
50 types of yeast on slants.
Yeah.
Is
Whatever
this
I
a
wanted.
library?
Yeah.
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 Do you remember what the first beer style was from the Mr. Beer Kit? Are they all the same?
Yeah, that was like red ale and brown. It was basic. So I did that like twice, and then I just started going
Mud.
finding homebrew supply stores and just like getting stuff.
So what was the closest homebrew supply store? Was
Columbus,
it down in Columbus?
Canal Winchester.
Okay.
There was one down. It was one on the north side of Columbus. This might still be there, but it's called the Winemaker Shop. But they had homebrew.
That's where the Brew Dogs is right now, right? Canal Winchester.
Could be.
I think they're
Yeah, Canal. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there was
Yeah.
there was one down there, and that one long gone. But yeah, I thought it was cool that you could just get grain and hops, and then I changed setups every couple of years.
Yeah.
As far as what I
Yeah.
used.
Yeah, it's funny, like because I started early '90s, and yeah, there was no internet; it was books.
Books.
Go buy some books, and
Joy of homebrewing.
yeah,
Brew in your kitchen.
Papazian,
With
and
funnels.
G magazine.
yeah,
I think you still have the joy of homebrewing.
Oh yeah, I got them all.
I got
Yeah.
I got like 3 editions, I think. I tell this story. I had some Zymergy magazines from back then, and I went back or you could get back issues, and then I kind of got out of the hobby and I threw them all away. That's one of my big heartaches in my life. Well, that's really bad. But I'm like, man, I wish I would have kept those. But whatever. So, like, you start out homebrewing. Did you go through the igloo cooler mash tun and
yeah.
all that stuff?
Igloos. I did the Zap-Pap to start, the double 5-gallon bucket. Drilled some
Yeah,
holes in it.
yeah.
Put a tube out the side.
Yeah.
That worked. And then I went to 10-gallon eventually, so I got a bigger got cooler and
Yeah, because there
a
was
bigger
no
kettle. On Craigslist, I was getting stuff back then.
there were no pre-made
No
brew systems
No, you had to
for
build
this
it.
scale. Yeah,
Right.
you had to build it and learn how to drill metal and
Yeah. Oh yeah, I cut some kegs open. You got gas them first and start angle. I had an angle saw and just started cutting in a keg, and that was my keggle.
yeah, that's how it starts.
So now,
We wouldn't do that now, though.
No,
No,
Knowing-
kegs
knowing
are
how much-
expensive. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not gonna.
Yes.
so
Very
Carmen,
nice
you bought it for him. So I mean, you were on board with this, and it was something you enjoyed as well. I mean, you are a beer drinker, more or less.
I am a beer drinker. At that time, it was beer or wine. I didn't have a really refined palate for either one. I knew I liked craft beer, and I liked the idea of being able to go ahead and find a recipe and kind of make that, because it was hard. It was hard at that time to find a lot of the beers that we wanted to try,
Especially fresh. Yeah.
especially fresh. And he did a great job. I don't remember when he did his first IPA, but once we had moved from Columbus back to Mansfield, that was one of those things where he just continued to homebrew, and the beers just got better and better and better.
Yeah.
So
What would you say, like your first beer or beer style that you kind of nailed, and you're like, man, I am really happy with this one?
well, I think I didn't like Belgian styles for a while, and then I brewed like a Belgian double, and I just got into Belgians like all of a sudden. So the Belgian
Yeah.
double I entered in the Ohio State Fair competition.
Yeah.
I got like bronze or something. I'm like, I remember that. And then there was a Christmas sale I entered too. So we're talking 2004,
Yeah.
2003, where I was, getting better and then making beer for parties and stuff like that,
Yeah.
for the public.
General consumption. Yeah.
You did a mango wheat. And
Luau.
into the luau wheat. It was the end of the school year party. And that was a lot of fun. And then there was the Ferryman is based on an oatmeal milk stout that he had done as a homebrew. So
Yeah.
that was probably one of my favorite ones that he did early on. So
So I'm going to tie this for a second. So the Ferryman,
Yeah.
which we did not have at your place, but we stopped at BW3's on the way home to get a snack, and we had a Ferryman and what was the other? It was the Redemption.
The Redemption was on
on
too. Yeah.
tap at
Yeah, they have been on
local
tap.
BW3. That's really neat.
BW3 was our first large account. I mean, we're talking 10 years ago, 10 years ago.
yeah,
And we've been on ever
Yeah.
since at a lot of them. I don't know how many, but on draft. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Those
But those
two
two
are on-
beers are like, if they carry it, it's those two beers. Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. I didn't look at the can and bottle list, but yeah, those were on draft. It was good. Complimented my Caribbean jerk wings quite nicely.
All right, so you're doing this, and then was there a point where you said, "I want to do this for a living"?
No.
no,
Like I still don't.
Well, what were you doing as a profession?
Oh, yeah, I was a water chemist. So I was doing field and laboratory testing on water, drinking water, wastewater, soil. 20 years I did that. Different couple at Columbus, Findlay, Marion. I was working in Marion when we started. So,
Are you still doing that full time?
no, I
No,
stopped.
with that?
Yeah, I about 6 months in after we opened, I resigned and did Phoenix full time.
Cool.
2014.
2014. So I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. How
It's,
about you,
um,
Carmen?
we'll see.
You
I spent 20 years in education.
Yeah.
And then I left education about 6 years ago to do full-time creative and marketing for the Phoenix.
okay?
So, yeah. When you ask him about whether or not that was what he wanted to do and decided to do this, he had been teaching. We had a really good friend that introduced us to his two partners, or introduced us to one of the partners at the Phoenix, from someone that I taught with for many, many years. And Duncan met them and Scott, and then he showed him how to homebrew. Scott's wife, Margot, said, "Hey, he's interested in this. Would you kind of show him how to do this?" And so he did.
Kind of force him to do this.
Well, and Scott kept saying, I really think that, Mansfield, you should open up a brewery. Mansfield could use a brewery. I think you should open one. And Duncan kept saying, I'm not interested. And one day Scott came up to him and said, "Hey, there's this class with this company called Score. Would you be interested in taking the class with me?" And there was another friend that we had, Steve, who was also interested. Did Steve take the class with you guys?
No.
No.
It was a
Steve,
business
yeah,
class.
it was a business class with Score, and it was about small businesses and kind of developing business plans. So Duncan and Scott took this like 6 to 8 week course. It was nice because it was once a week. Didn't have to cook dinner that night because they fed them at the course as well, and it was completely free. And then he and Steve and Scott sat down and developed the plan and opened up.
Yeah, we
What
found
is known as the
that, and then
Phoenix.
we found a building. We were kind of looking, let's look around.
Yeah.
We found a really good building, and it just, things kept going forward.
Everything all fell into
Yeah,
place.
yeah. When it starts to fall, you're like, the universe is telling me something. Yeah. So you never look back.
No,
No, either one of you.
not really.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Before you know it, 10 years goes by. Right?
I know, right?
Well,
Yeah,
11.
it's-
Yeah, 11.
11.
Yeah, that's true. You had the
Goes up
I
to
went
11.
to 11.
11.
anniversary.
Little spinal tap there.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, play along.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Spontaneous
Oh, you were.
combustion.
Yep.
But this one goes to 11.
This one goes to 11.
Is it any louder? No, it just goes to
Why
11.
not
to
just
11.
make 10 the loudest, and then 10 would be the loudest? And, no.
But this goes to 11.
Right. There you go.
We did watch that
Bong
before the
water.
anniversary. We did.
Yeah.
We did watch those movies. We watched that movie a couple of times before
It's a
the
classic.
anniversary. It's classic.
And Spinal Tap 2 is coming out this summer.
I saw that.
We'll see.
Oh, that's gonna suck. It's gonna suck bad.
Hope the music's good, like the first one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It could be. So you decide to open the brewery, find the location, you take the classes, I develop the business plan, get the money. How does that, how did that, you say, how does that look?
Yeah,
Tell me how
you're
that
asking a good question. How does that work out?
Yeah. Start construction.
Yeah, so we got some things just fell in place. So the owner of the building liked the business plan. He was a type who got rid of the bars in Mansfield. When a bar closed down, he bought the building. But he seemed to like that we would be more of a family-friendly bar. It's not just to get, to drink; it's to socialize. And
Was he in government and he just had something against bars and?
wasn't a drinker,
Okay.
It was
But
Mansfield was a little rough and tumble in the 70s and 80s. So
Okay. Yeah, danger city.
he was
right?
trying to make it a friendly downtown area. He had a lot to do with that. So
He did a fantastic
but
job.
he ended up
so.
financing some of the renovation, quite a bit of the renovation. So, that,
Okay.
that was definitely in our favor.
Yeah, definitely. And then the you get the equipment. What's your system?
The first system we got from Ypsilanti, Michigan, at GW Kent. We went up
Okay.
there, and they had small 5-barrel brew systems and tanks and everything in a warehouse ready to go. So, so we just ordered it, and it came a week later, something like that. And
And
you pay a little more, but it's ready for you.
That's in the basement right now.
Yeah.
That's the pilot. Yeah.
Yes, and then we just added a few more tanks from GW Kent. Everything down there is GW Kent.
Yeah. And then the production facility across the lot there is a bit bigger.
Yep, bigger system. We bought that in 2016, only 2 years later,
Yeah.
and that's all B-cast stainless out of Dublin, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. And then so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's fine.
You open it up and you have the small system and you get the beers on tap and you open. What was that like the first day you're pouring your beers that like I'm a home brewer and look at me now.
Yeah,
I have
it's insane.
yeah.
Yeah, people are actually coming in. You're like, why are you coming here?
Yeah, and they're paying for my beer.
So the biggest surprise, you don't know. You open your doors. And this is still pretty early on, and we thought we were kind of getting in late into the game, but it was quite early, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you had North High in 2011. You had JFB was open. Millersburg in our area opened up the year before.
Yeah.
But on that, a lot of people we'd made some stouts. We had the Ferryman oatmeal milk stout.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised how many people liked that. I thought they'd like the light beer. They liked the flavorful beers. So that was a good sign early on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was funny because with the Ferryman, that was one of the first beers they had on draft. And they said, we're just going to brew it this one time because, we're in April and when summer rolls around, we'll probably won't keep it on draft and we'll have to figure out something different to put on. It's just, it never came off tap. It's always been on, it's been on since day one. So.
yeah. I mean, your customers will tell you what you have to brew.
Exactly.
Oh, 100%.
So-
100%.
Yep, they
If
said,
you
"Keep
listen to
doing
them,
that."
they'll
Right.
tell you. So you got to keep that one on.
Now,
So-
Duncan, before you actually opened up, obviously you had the business plan going. The time that your landlord there was doing all the renovations, were you brewing and testing out recipes? Were you having friends over to give them a taste of stuff? Or were you doing any pre?
No. Some of the recipes I had done, but I wanted a brown ale early on. And it was actually based on Pete's Wicked Brown, which is like an American dry hop brown.
Oh, it's a great beer.
It didn't go over that well. So I just eventually drifted more to the English style, and it just did better. I didn't dry hop it. I used English yeast. I would say within a year, I just switched it to an English style, and then it caught on. But most of the time, yeah, we brew it. We brew it as good as we can, and we see how people like it. If they don't, we just don't brew that again. We just move on.
Do you ever-
not that it's bad. It's just it maybe wasn't a hit, but.
Do you ever feel like
I don't do small batches really. We just go all in.
Yeah, that was kind of something where we had gone down to Ohio Beer Week
Yeah.
in Athens and we were sitting at Jackie O's, and Art Ostreka sat down beside us, and we were drinking beers, and it was kind of like one of those fan moments where you're like, oh, that's Art. That's Art.
Yeah.
That's Jackie O's Art. And he sat down, and he was talking, and Duncan asked him, he's like, so do you guys just brew like test batches? And he just looked over and said, no. Because we just brew a batch, and if people don't like it, we just don't do it again.
Yeah,
because
I'm like,
there's no point in
I'm
doing the
doing
small
that.
one.
That is
So,
your
yeah.
test batch, huh?
That is your test batch.
That's the-
Takes
I mean,
the
your
same
tap
amount
room
of
will tell
time.
you.
And then,
Yeah.
then you got to be careful because you want it to come out of the box like you want it, because you're gonna have to make it the same every time. You can tweak it a little, but it can't be different. You can't just have the same beer completely different, and confuses people. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
try to be consistent. Looks the same, tastes the same from there on out, pretty much. Except for the Danger City. Like I said, I did completely change that.
Yeah.
I don't know who noticed, but
Do you ever brew a beer and you like really like it, and it comes out and people don't like it, and you're like, oh, that make me sad. I really like that.
I think the higher gravity, like like the Belgian styles haven't really
Belgians are
kept
tough.
their, I'm not doing as many. Like the Saison was doing great, and that's one of my favorite styles. It kind of fell off on sales.
You're not telling me. Hey,
but the Belgian Golden, we used to do a lot of Belgian styles or high gravity
I
beers.
miss the Belgian Golden.
Yeah.
yeah,
So we don't do as
Sa-
many as those.
Yeah. Saison comes out next couple of weeks, though.
Yeah, we're doing it anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love
It's a good beer.
saisons.
That it ages well.
Yeah, I
So-
do saisons, and there's not. I mean, people are like, no, that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go drink a Coors Light over here. Like, oh, makes me sad.
Saisons are probably one of my top 3 beer styles.
Yeah,
that I love.
dry and bubbly, and
Yeah.
some good
Effervescent.
esters. Yeah.
And they can be adjuncted with all kinds of spices, fruits, and stuff, and or just use a different yeast and give it a little twist that way. Yeah, it's a great style. Speaking of beers and styles, maybe we should get a. You want to do the masthead? The Sunday transfer?
Sure.
Well, Maria's
I
taking
don't know
your
what that
job,
is.
Tom.
What is that beer? You're gonna explain it.
Yeah,
I don't recognize
double
that.
IPA.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did get the, the session IPA, but we'll do a little. We can split these up.
Sip.
Yeah.
Come here,
So I don't know if
babe.
Oh, I like the colors on that.
One for us.
Masthead does a bunch of great beers in our region. I don't know if they make it.
Yeah.
Down to you
yeah, we
guys?
can get
Okay.
it. Yep. Wayne's Market. That's the place to
Oh,
go.
okay.
Mansfield.
Cool,
Not,
cool.
not leaving anybody out. Not trying, but that's a good place to go.
He's an 8%er. Yes, this is a good beer.
It looks good. And they make great
Oh,
beer.
thank
I
you.
mean, come on.
Sorry.
I mean, it's got a sweetness,
split
but
this one.
hops balance it. It's
Top 10.
it's a top 10 beer.
I haven't had it yet.
Top 10. Yeah. Already calling it? Wow.
Double hazy IPA.
Look at that malt they're using. So light. So almost colorless. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's
That's special
That's,
order.
House of Helga?
Special order malt.
Still
right
cloudy.
there.
House
yeah.
and Helga or House of Helga? I've got that one contact man that's not
Wow,
right.
that's great. That's
Hel-
really
Helga.
good.
Helga? Yeah.
It's a double dry hopped with a bunch of Citra, Strata, Mosaic, and Idaho 7. Expect a soft mouthfeel and bitterness paired with tropical hop notes.
Nice.
Thanks for drinking our beer.
Yes. You are welcome.
It's a House of Helga collaboration. Not sure what that means.
I had to
Now I
get
wanna
reading
know.
glasses.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Just real quick, Dustin says he's here, and Rick Bell says ahoy. Rick also says SCORE means the Service Corps of Retired Executives. Great organization.
Fantastic organization.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Glad you're here.
No,
And is that still going on in Mansfield? They
as
still
far as I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, great program.
So
I
speaking of
can.
retired executives, do you find that how did your previous job as a water engineer, how does that kind of play into? Well, I mean, I know obviously the water chemistry, but
Yeah.
you feel like it helped you a lot, gave you a leg up in the brewing industry.
I mean, I had an autoclave at work. I had a lot of stuff at work that I might have used to
Yeah.
help me
Yeah.
put on a lab coat.
Oh.
No, I'm just saying.
That was 10 years ago. They don't care.
lot-
I
of
mean,
experience.
brewing science. It's brewing. It's a science, obviously. You know, it's for a reason. So that part interested me.
Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah. As far as how much science I could get into. I mean, it's, you know, there's biology. There's chemistry going on. There's life forms.
Yeah, when you're
Microbiology in there. Yeah.
when you're reading the brewing text, your water chemistry and your science background, you know, gives you a leg up in the understanding of all that. So, you know, maybe some of the enzymatic activity and you know, just kind of the industry of moving the hot liquid around, you have to learn a little bit. But the chemistry and biology you got that down.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really cool. It's a fun experiment.
Now, I don't recall those. Are you guys using? I'm assuming you're filtering the water, Mansfield water. Not
Yeah.
using-
So yeah,
Filling up to the right pH
sediment
and-
dechlorinating, carbon block filtration. But I don't do any RO because I like the water as is for especially stouts. We were doing a lot of stouts because of the water mainly.
Okay.
It's a little bit
perfect
hard.
yeah, it's alkaline,
Yeah.
carbonate, a lot of bicarbonate. So it's hard to get that pH down. So it's good for that acidic malt, the dark malts.
Yeah. When you're adding acid, it's
Yeah.
hard until
Mhm.
it's not. Once it hits that threshold.
Well, where's the sound effect for that one? It's hard until it's not.
How about that bubbling, that long? Oh, okay. I think that bubbling one every time.
Do the bong rip
Yeah,
every
the
time.
bong,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, for giggles. Let's do that bong. All right, yeah. Okay. Nice. I got nothing now.
I'm out of here. You're done.
Yeah. Ba-ding-deesh.
We do fart noises on there, right?
I don't have one. I
Not
need
appropriate.
to get one. That would be good. Yeah, that would be good.
Whoopee noise. Whoopee cushion?
Whoopee cushion.
Not actually farts, right?
I need a. You can find anything on YouTube, sound effect wise.
I have a whoopee
Sound
cushion
effect.
story. We'll tell you
Anything.
later.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah.
So as far as Phoenix,
Another teabag story.
as far as Phoenix goes, what do you guys have on the drawing board? Like short term, as far as beers coming out, or long term, as far as maybe expansion plans, or any kind of
That you're allowed to tell us.
that you're allowed to tell us?
So we have a couple of beers coming out this summer, and actually coming out in the next couple of weeks. We have, so Bessie is a Kolsch.
Mhm.
It's a returning beer. It's not new, but it returns on Thursday. And Bessie is named after the Lake Erie Loch Ness Monster.
Oh yeah.
So it's a fun beer. But we have Amity Island that will be coming out in June. That is a grapefruit session IPA. I don't know if you guys are aware, but it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
Yeah.
We'll have
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which
end
took
of
place on
June. End of
Amity-
June, yeah.
Amity
So
Island.
Oh okay, yeah.
yeah, so we're excited for that one. There is a
She
fruited.
names the beers, right?
That one, yeah. I'm
There's
just
a
getting that one. Sorry.
It's been on the schedule for a while.
Yeah.
But I think we've had it listed as grapefruit IPA,
Yes.
grapefruit session IPA.
Yes, that's what's in my calendar.
With a question mark for the name. So Amity Island is the name for that one, which is that's going to be a lot of fun,
Okay.
especially with that 50th anniversary.
What hops are you using? Do you know yet? Or?
That's a great question.
Okay.
I'm going to order those today.
Okay.
It could be Cascade because we have a lot of Cascades. Something that goes with grapefruit. I wanted to use a Zaka. I don't have a Zaka, but
Okay.
that's yet to be
Yeah.
determined.
All right.
this-
Idaho 7 would be good.
You got a idea of a ABV range?
Yeah, so session IPA.
4.8?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like this.
Oh,
4.8.
yeah.
4.8.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's low.
Under
Perfect.
5. Then it becomes a pale ale, so you got to be below that.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that.
You gotta be sharp.
And then the Zewantaneo that's coming up.
Zenejo is returning as well. Zenejo is one of the beers that we brewed for Shawshank. Every year we do some specialty beers for the Shawshank Hustle. I think we talked about that before. That
Oh, yeah,
Mansfield, the Ohio State Reformatory was the filming location for the Shawshank Redemption for a lot of it. And so we do something every year. Last year was the 30th anniversary. This year's the 31st. We've got 4 beers that are going to be coming out in that. Zenejo is a Mexican lager. Zenejo is short for Zehuatanejo. And then
Don't be an a-ho, drinks an a-ho. Can I say that? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
Is that all right?
You
Oh, yeah.
did, so it's all good.
Can that be bleeped, or is that okay?
No,
That's
that's
okay.
fine.
All
A-ho
right.
is fine.
It's
yeah.
A-ho, right.
People have said
yeah,
worse.
it's just a fun beer.
It's an inside
so-
slogan. We don't.
It's we don't use that publicly, but it is a lot of fun, and it's just a great beer. It's super easy to drink. It's just a lime lager. It's really really nice. And then the Redemption IPA is in that 4-pack that we do. And then Brooks Was Here is an American stout that will be coming back in August. That's based on it's based on Brooks and the iconic scene where he scrawls his name on the top.
Oh, on the beam,
Yeah.
the
Brooks
top.
was
Yeah,
here.
Brooks
Okay.
was here. So what's kind of fun about that beer is we have Jake on the label, which Jake was the Raven from Shawshank that
Oh, okay.
Brooks had. And last year we partnered with the Ohio Bird Sanctuary, and we got to have Edgar Allan Crow hang out with us. I should say we got to hang out a little bit with Edgar Allan Crow.
He likes to recycle cans.
and he likes to recycle cans. He
Hey,
likes
Tom,
No
I feel
joke.
like for the I need a pen here. There's a lot of details here that would come in handy on their trivia
Trivia.
nights.
so, which
These
is I
are
mean,
all in there, yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
even write. Okay.
but the
it's a
favorite
stage pen.
The favorite beer is, I should say the fourth beer in that pack that's coming out is one of our cocktail sours for this year, and it's called Fuzzy Britches.
Love it.
So if you're familiar
Kind of
with
like a
the
fuzzy
movie,
navel.
kind of like a fuzzy navel, it's orange and marshmallow, so not quite like a fuzzy navel, but does have that there. But if you remember, do you remember the scene from Shawshank?
I need more.
I need more.
Yeah, fuzzy.
Fuzzy Britches.
That's not something
It's
I
not
remember
a very.
either.
It's not. It's one that stuck out to me all the time. So when we were doing those cocktail beers, and we were kind of designing the cocktail beers for this year, or the cocktail sours, excuse me. This was one of the beers that was like, oh, we've got to do Fuzzy Britches for Shawshank. It's towards the end of the movie when Andy is already gone, and the warden's having a fit, and he's throwing all the chess pieces around, and he looks at the poster and says, "What say you, Fuzzy Britches?" You know,
Raquel
Raquel
Welch.
and it's Raquel Welch, and he throws the
She has a
chess
tattered,
pieces, and they go
tattered
through.
bikini.
Yeah,
It was tattered.
it was
Well,
it was
it's-
from like
it's
1
made-
million BC.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
movie will you see.
Yeah.
It's made out of loincloth.
Yes.
Bikini.
These are all in the trivia. I guarantee you. I guarantee you that. Gonna write these
So-
down. Fuzzy
Yeah.
britches.
There's another beer, but I forget what's coming
I
out.
always forget.
There's one that's really cool.
So every summer you guys do a variety pack for the soft shank.
Yeah.
The variety pack started about 4 or 5 years ago.
And it's also sold at
yeah.
at the gift shop at
The Ohio State
the
Reformatory.
OSR, the Shawshank Prison. They have a gift shop,
Mm-hmm.
and we sell 4-packs of them.
So you technically do have your beer in Incarceration Fest, sort of.
I don't know if the
Mm.
yeah, I mean kind of. I don't know if the gift shop's open during that though.
Yeah. I
Well,
don't- I
they
don't
give
think so.
tours, so you have to go buy it.
Yeah,
Maybe
they probably just sell out in 30
I think
minutes.
they're
because I would do that. I'd go. I want to take the tour. No, I don't really want to take the tour. I just want to go by the gift shop, get some good beer.
I think part of that
Is it in
depends
a cooler?
upon.
Or is it?
It is
on the shelf?
normally, but
Okay.
I think that there's a license suspension.
Yeah,
with
it's not
incarceration.
business as usual during incarceration.
Yeah,
it's,
there's
you know,
a-
it's $20 beers, and $5 waters.
I'd pay it. I mean, for your beer, but not for the.
Macro.
Whatever. Yeah, the macro Bud Lights. Ah. Anyway,
All right, so that's
Do you remember how many times have you been to incarceration?
once.
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 Okay, so we were there the first couple of years,
Yeah.
and it was funny because our beers were that first and second year they were $8 for our beer,
Ooh.
and it was $7 for Bud Light. So there was a $1 difference, and it was 16-ounce pours,
Yeah.
and
That didn't
is-
bother me too much.
Totally worth it. Yeah.
it was and that's what people we would have a couple of people that would come up to the van and be like, they were a little inebriated, and I remember the volunteers saying to one of them, "Hey, you need to go hydrate." So he went and got a Bud Light, and came back, and he's like, "I'm hydrating." It was just like
Yeah, that's when
There's
it was,
no alcohol in this.
so.
it was called Ink and the Clink.
Ink and the
back
Clink, yeah.
then. Little
Yeah.
trivia. I mean, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
true.
It was still fun. It was still a great event. I mean, it's good for the community. It's a great event. It brings a lot of people to.
I got tatted up that day.
I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They faded away. They were fake.
Yeah. Oh.
But they do have the people. Have you seen the people that do like the temporary tattoos? Mm-hmm. And they're
Yeah.
like they do like a whole sleeve. Like you can get a whole sleeve done with a temporary tattoo. And they
got this
look
done today.
They look real. They look real. So,
All right.
All right, so those are
What's
the beers
next?
coming up. Is there any? Is there any expansion or changes? So obviously, we saw you got the place next door. You got the beer garden in between. Anything structurally new or expansion going on?
No, I
With?
think we're settled in. We had the Spirit Room open 2 years ago, the Bourbon Room. And now, just trying to
And that's
do
available.
what we do.
That's available for having special events up there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
rentable space when it's not Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Every other day, what's it been? Like we do a lot of different events. Some
Yeah.
we organize, some are just,
there have been
birthday parties or whatever
birthday
it is.
parties,
Yeah.
bridal showers, baby
Meetings.
showers, meetings.
Game.
Somebody rented it
Special
on a
game
Sunday
watching.
afternoon to watch a football game.
Yeah.
Brought in their friends, and which was a lot of fun. Yeah, so
And right now your distribution is local that you do yourself.
Still, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yep, and it's still, Cleveland area, Columbus area, or it's 60, 70 mile radius. Got some spots that we do, draft and cans.
yep.
Cool. Yeah. Enjoy them all. Yeah. All right. Let's get into the boil.
It's time for the
So I know I told you guys on the homebrew side I was going to keg that beer. It's still in the fermenter. We can pull a little off and you can taste it uncarbonated. But I had a one less day this week, so had to run into Sandusky, get some stuff done. So I'm going to keg that probably tomorrow. So
Too many Friday. What do you call it? Fridays?
Fantastic.
Fantastic Fridays.
Yeah, those get in the way.
And
Those get in the way.
Suntastic
Suntastic
Saturdays. And
What's Sunday?
That's the real reason.
Sunday is just
Fun day.
Yard
Sunday
work?
fun day.
Sunday fun day.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have yard work here. Well, I don't know. If you
Manic
Yeah,
Monday. Manic Monday.
Monday.
With-
Manic Monday, yeah.
Or Memorial Day
Monday.
Go
Yeah.
Tuesday.
And it's
Taco
Taco
Tuesday.
Tuesday tonight. It's BlabberMalt Tuesday.
So,
So
I did talk amongst yourselves for 1 second.
check.
Check.
mic check.
Do you still do home brewing at all?
No.
No?
I was doing like smaller batches for a few years, but no, it didn't. It's too much time, right? Yeah, it digs into the schedule.
Do you still have a system at the house?
Oh yeah, we still got a system. Yeah.
I bought an SS Brewtech
Mm-hmm.
conical fermenter and brewed. I didn't use that. I bought it and I brewed a batch before it came in, and when I was cleaning out the carboy, I had an airlock and I baptized myself with caustic.
Oh,
And
Well, you got to do it once.
you
Yeah.
only have to do it once to not do it again, and then that was kind of like, yeah,
Really
I'll
good
just,
for the
I'll
skin. It
kinda
just
hang
takes it
out
right
and
off.
Just takes it right off. Layers.
like the
Defoliate.
chemical peel.
I was actually really lucky.
Yeah.
So,
Defoliation liquid.
but yeah, I just if I
Lesson-
get the urge to help, I just go grain
Well,
out.
it's a
or
lesson in safety.
spray the
It
chemist.
doesn't kill you.
Yeah,
Makes you
it
stronger.
doesn't kill you,
right?
disfigures you.
Yeah.
So, no, wait, that's something interesting. Do you also brew?
No,
That was your.
that was one of. No, I have a conical fermenter. I haven't used it.
Do you help out on brew days?
I have, but I'm usually doing something. I'm usually working on the computer with creative, so getting those kind of things done.
You got to get
Yeah.
those photos and videos in, and I help with that canning
You do.
day.
You do.
I try to change it up. You got cans going by, and I try to
Oh yeah.
different angles. And
I saw
It's
you
nice.
you posted what was it? Almost 400,000.
400,000
Yeah.
cans. Yeah.
Clicked over on
Yep.
the canning machine. That was cool.
yeah,
We had looked at that earlier in the week, and I'm like, oh, we're so close to it. And then
It's
I
so
was
hard to get that
yeah.
because you're like, you're busy.
Forget
like, where
about
we
it.
at? And I'm like, oh, we just got.
I'm
I
just
gotta,
glad he remembered.
Yep.
I'm so glad he remembered. I was at home working from home, and I get a message I just had a video sent to me, and I'm like, oh, they hit it. And I wasn't there, but he sent me a great video. So we
It's like
just
the
used it.
odometer. How often do you catch the 100,000? It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I just missed it.
Yeah. Gotta wait.
We missed
Gotta
it.
wait.
Another trip to the moon.
Yeah, we got the 100,000 and we got the 200,000, but we missed the 300,000. So
So I got to figure out.
I'm
how to
waiting,
do
I'm waiting
that.
for that bong water. It didn't happen.
Oh yeah, well, hit that again. Why not?
There it is.
That's a short one. All right, I gotta share the screen here real quick. So this is kind of another homebrew thing. Switch over. You hear the dog?
I think I do.
So this, you see those pinter
Yes,
things?
I've heard of those.
I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan. I saw this on Untapped. It popped up as an advertisement, and they have this Iron Maiden Trooper branded pinter, which is super cool. I'm probably gonna get one. However, you know how these work?
No.
You get a bag of like syrup, and you pour it into this thing,
Sorry.
and you add
Mr. Beer Kit.
tap water.
Is there alcohol in the bag?
No.
Oh.
And you maybe there is, I don't know, but it does mention a fermentation step. But you just pour this in, there's no boil, there's no adding hops, and you seal it up, and it ferments. And in a week, you put it in the fridge, and then
How much does this thing cost? Does that like automatic?
I don't know, it's like $60.
Oh,
$49.99.
that's not bad.
I would buy it
It,
just
it
for
popped
the.
up on my Untapped too.
And it makes
okay.
Trooper
Yeah.
branded beer.
That's
Apparently,
cool. I would buy it just for
that
that.
has to
the
be
little
dog shit
things.
beer.
I've had Trooper beer.
Trooper beer is
There's
not bad,
beer, right? I don't know
but
who makes it.
this, I don't
They're
know.
advertising this a lot. I see it pop up.
Yeah, it's all
You
over
know,
the place.
Whether I want to see it or not, it's there. So,
But
If you order it, will you let us know?
I just want it for that.
so
for
the bag
keg thing.
expands. I can see it.
I think we're gonna have
And then
a
it
show.
carbonation just goes back into the beer.
Maybe Bruce take
It has to just rock it out of there, don't you think?
It must
Or
have
is
some
there
kind
a
of
pressure
spunding
release?
little release valve. It's
So
all,
it just sets the
Not have to add yeast.
pressure at.
No,
all in
apparently
there.
the liquid's all in there. Everything's just add water. Watch it grow.
That's literally. I don't know, man.
you should enter it into a competition.
Yeah, I'd probably win something.
Well, if they get the Metallica version, let me know.
There might be. Who knows?
Yeah, I would buy the Metallica version in a heartbeat.
So
That'd be awesome.
I don't know. We'll see. So in the pro brew world, is LBC, is the patio open? The patio's open.
The patio's open.
Okay.
The last time we were there, which was 2 weeks ago, the bar in the patio was not yet open.
Okay.
But the patio itself, with weather, has been open.
Okay, so you can grab some beers and
Take out. Oh,
Take out,
beautiful
okay,
view.
yeah.
Yeah. Sit outside.
What's OBC?
Lorraine Brewing Company,
Oh,
sorry.
I thought you said OBC.
LBC.
LBC.
I heard O.
I heard O.
I was thinking
I was
Oberlin
like Oberlin
Brewing.
Brewing.
Company.
Well, I wasn't.
There,
I
there
wasn't
isn't not yet.
Not yet. Who is it? Is that
Who
coming?
knows?
Is that coming?
No.
Oh,
No.
No, that's Haven. Haven Brewing Company is in Oberlin, so
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
HBC.
Because they have Medina, Madison, and then Big Top Brew
Big
House,
Top.
which I saw some check-ins there.
Yeah, we just went out there, checked it out. Had a smash burger, awesome. Had a couple beers, it's awesome.
Now that one's in Avon, so
So
the Big Top
big
Brew
top.
House is at the old railroad. Brewing
Yeah, the
Company.
Okay,
old Railroad
yeah.
Brewing Company used to be Moosehead back in the day.
Bubba's.
So, yeah. So yeah, they're going to have the event space in the back there. You can lease that for your private events. Pretty big space, so accommodate a lot of people. What in other news we got? So I saw a thing come up about terrestrial. So I don't really know.
Very
like
confusing letter.
it is very confusing because I thought they were gonna. It was gonna be open anyway, and they said, "Yeah, we're gonna stay open." Yeah, that's what our understanding was. Maybe it's gonna still be terrestrial brewing because it was gonna be some other tap house that was gonna have their beers on.
I mean, the letter definitely made it sound like it's still going to be terrestrial brewing, everything as is,
Okay.
which is definitely different than what we've heard.
Yeah.
Still heard brew kettle mentioned in there, so there's some ownership or money that's helping them stay afloat with that, and sound like there's some other partners too. I don't know how much I read into it, or
Yeah. I still don't think they're gonna brew there.
I don't think so, because I thought I heard that the equipment may have already been moved. We have that. I've not
Yeah,
been there
and they're
yet.
not going to move it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But terrestrial, at least
But-
in its name, appears to be staying as terrestrial brewing.
good. That's good news. Yeah.
And the rumors about Royal Docks, are those true or not?
They are not. Those are lies.
They're not closing?
They are not closing. Because we check the episode. There's no plans on closing.
They just
Anything.
changed some folks around, I believe.
There were some management director position changes. So they're going to remain open. That's good news too.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are doing good stuff.
They're
down
all
there.
in on self-distributing, I believe.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
all in
So
self-distribution. now.
that's the route they're taking now, I think.
Yeah, I know they were involved in the franchise law
Mhm.
lobbying, trying to get that changed. So they're
They
full
got
steam
it
on that.
covered.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
I just saw this like before the show started. Melissa from Boss Chicken Beer, she just got her Cicerone,
Oh,
so that's a pretty big deal. Congratulations! Let's give this Melissa.
Round of applause.
very nice.
round of applause. Yeah. So I saw Ghost Tree. They had their final pour last weekend at their current spot, and they're taking over the Brew Kettle spot. I think they opened this weekend.
Brew kettle
29th.
spot. What's brew kettle spot?
Brookdale and
Amherst.
Amherst. So
Oh,
it was
okay.
actually just across the street from where
Okay,
they were.
yeah, we've been there.
Mm-hmm.
So the one right next to the movie theater is where they're
Oh,
moving
nice.
into. So
Nice, nice.
So a little bit bigger footprint for a tap room.
That's
Should be fun.
downtown Avon, right?
downtown Amherst.
Amherst.
Yeah.
Yes, never mind.
Yeah.
We're out of area. Sorry.
No,
Yeah. Out of pocket. What about you guys? What was the thing called? First Fridays? Last Fridays?
Final Friday.
Final Fridays.
That
You
would
got
be this
those?
Friday,
Coming up.
That's this Friday, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
coming
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
couple days, 3 days.
final
Whatever.
Friday of the month. What happens on the final Friday of the month?
Well, it starts in May. The final Friday in May is a concert series starts right on our back door. And the downtown Mansfield Inc. runs the concert, and there's a stage over there, very close to our back door. So we get thousands of people.
Yeah,
They
that's
get
got to be
great
good.
musicians from Columbus, Cleveland, and all different areas. Really,
Yeah.
high quality acts.
And that runs throughout the summer.
It's the last Friday of every month through September.
Yeah. So,
Like 5 o'clock to 10:30, I think is when the music is.
So is it usually a couple groups that play then?
Three.
Three
Yeah, I
per
think it's
night?
3 bands. Yeah.
the first act goes on at 5:30, and then I think the next act goes on at 7 or 7:30, and then the
And it-
last act is like 9.
And it's open to the public.
Yeah.
So you just come down, and there's beer for sale on, out there and in our place.
Okay.
And you
pretty
just
big parking lot, too.
bring your chairs, and you sit down and have a good
And
time.
people can take their beers from your place to there?
No.
No,
That's-
there's
There's no
two
door.
separate, there's beer, beer is sold out there, and then that's right.
They
and we
they sell our beer out there.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
benefits downtown Mansfield Inc. and they do a lot for our community downtown.
Okay.
They do a fantastic job. There's a rumor every year about a Dora, but we think it's going to happen this year.
We're just behind the times,
So-
but it's finally.
They're
We think this
that's
year it's going to
nice.
happen. Our
That's
fingers
nice,
are crossed.
Yeah.
So
We've had a pseudo Dora, but we don't have whatever.
yeah,
It's on
The
the,
final Friday is Dora.
they call it the DL Dora.
no, no. It is nice though because like a lot of the downtown businesses have some pretty big things happening to kind of get people to come down, not just to the Brickyard, but to go to all the places
Yeah.
downtown.
Do we know who the acts are? Have you seen an announcement
It's
for that
it's
yet?
known,
It's known. Do you know it?
no, but I should. But I just,
Okay.
like I said, it's
Okay.
very nearby, and
It
there's
is nearby.
information
Okay.
downtown Mansfield.
It is known. People are
It is
aware
known.
of it.
That was a cop out, right?
But only those
Pretended to
people,
give pretended to give an answer.
people in the know will know.
Right.
People in the
Well,
know. will
I
know.
think Sarah Goff is.
There you go.
I think Sarah
that's
Goff
one.
is. She's fantastic. Oh, she's amazing. She's either May or June. I forget which one, but yeah, she's fantastic. So, she's part of one of the 3.
We have any comments over there?
Yeah, we got a ton. Wow. Michelle, who's right back there, so she has 3 Phoenix beers: Ferryman, Sweet Ida, and Surly Gnome.
Sweet Ida.
The
Sweet
raspberry
Ida. The raspberry stout.
stout.
Yeah, that was a fun beer.
Dustin says the House of Helga is the designer of the cans.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So I feel like Dustin should be on the show and fact check us and
Yeah.
answer
In real time.
the stupid questions that we have. We should be aware of. He also says they work with Street Side too, if I'm not mistaken. So I must be referring to the can designers. Michelle, or I'm sorry, Janelle says, "Hey," she waves. Rick Bell lost video signal. That's because you got shitty internet, Rick. You gotta upgrade. Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. Dan says the LBC patio is open. They have servers taking care of you out there. Has to be determined if the outside bar will be open in terms of getting those taps up and running as desired. So yeah, I think they want to have like a full offering of beers or more than just a couple. So got to get those lines in there. Okay, Dan is talking to Rick on the chat here. So anyway, these guys are having their own thing going on there. So
Taking up space on our.
yeah, that's okay. More comments is good because the algorithm sees that and will push us up. All right, we're on to page 2 here. What do we got here?
Beer releases?
Yeah, I don't know. Go to Northeast Ohio Crappery News if you want to see what beers are coming out.
So I saw a beer release coming up from our friends out here in Amherst, ESP.
Okay.
It is a ube beer.
Ube.
Ube. Am I saying that right, huh?
Yes.
It is a purple yam
Purple
beer
yam.
that's used in a lot of Filipino cooking. That actually they make ice cream and desserts out of it. And a yam gets
I
that.
didn't hear that coming.
Yam bag? I don't know. Whatever.
And it looks very
I
interesting.
like that.
But it's a ube milkshake beer.
Okay.
I don't
Is it an
understand
IPA?
that. I still don't get that.
The yam.
I think it is a milkshake.
Nobody
IPA.
does. Nobody does.
His face is like,
Yeah,
No,
that
we
sounds
hadn't had a spring in a
interesting.
while. Well, that's cool. I'll have to get out there and check
That
that
sounds
out.
really good.
Yeah, I mean, yams are fermentable, starchy. Yeah, sounds good.
and have color.
Yeah,
They
I
do
like
have
yams.
color.
That's one of my favorite vegetables.
Yam. Not me.
No?
No.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
okay.
Yams are okay.
I might like the beer, though. I mean, I probably would.
Yeah.
I never sat down and ate
Is there anything on the homebrew program? Anything you can?
Could be. I don't know. I don't prepare for this show. I just,
Somebody knows.
yeah, somebody knows.
Festivals.
Check the internets.
Where?
Internet knows everything.
The Saison Festival is coming up
Oh, that's true.
Is that a bell tower?
at Bell Tower. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's coming up in about 3 weeks, I believe, on a Sunday.
Like
Okay.
the 22nd?
Mhm.
Ashland has a beer fest.
Oh, that's coming.
June 14th. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Coming up.
You
Very
guys
fast.
bringing anything?
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
That one I've heard a lot of good things. about.
Great.
It's
That
a
sounds
great
great.
fantastic fest.
Yep,
yeah.
one of our favorites.
Great live music groups, great food, great beers.
Right
It's just,
downtown.
right
Right.
downtown.
Mm.
They
Right
do
on the
it-
street.
they
What's
do
that
it right.
brewery that's right downtown there?
Uniontown.
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 I have not been.
We've been there.
Gotta
We
get
sat
out there.
outside a little
nice
alleyway.
little alley.
Nice patio there.
Oh, we're pouring some beers. We got some. What we got? Some Ben Danklin coming.
We had some empty glasses.
Or in the waterfall. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Taco Boy. Got some
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Fatheads. Ben Danklin, Benjamin Danklin. That's a
Oh,
great beer.
okay.
I think he's
What is that?
famous for saying Texas dick.
How
I'm not
many,
sure if that's true.
how many milligrams are in that? I mean, ABV. 7, too much.
No, it's not. Never too much. Never too much.
Has a
7.4
Good
milligrams.
stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
back house.
That's good
nose.
stuff.
Party house.
Good stuff.
Yep, got that.
Do you want a small one?
Oh, please, yeah. You can just put a little
Put
on the
that?
bottom. Yeah.
We should probably do a show out at Uniontown. We like to book shows that are more than an hour away. That's kind of our thing.
Everything for us is an hour away, so.
Yeah.
We're in the Bermuda Triangle of Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made it out there and made it back. We
Yeah.
survived.
It's,
Yeah.
Can we just shout out Carmen's earrings just real
Oh, I
quick
was
here?
gonna say,
Look at those hop earrings.
So,
Those
thank
are
you.
cute.
Mine are,
They were a gift.
mine are covered up. On it.
Yeah. Oh, you forgot to
Well-
wear them.
Melissa from Upside Brewing gave me these.
Oh, yeah?
So, yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Upside out in Toledo? No.
Sylvania.
Yep, Sylvania,
Yep.
Toledo.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Been out there.
J&G Pizza.
Oh,
It's one of our-
their food and their beer.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yes,
good.
okay.
Everything is so good there.
There's another one that's just across the street from them. I can't remember.
Inside the 5.
Inside the 5. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they're right. It's a unique
Bag.
situation.
It's like,
They're
yeah, it's just like right there.
60 feet away from just staring each other down. It's great.
Yeah.
Good
It's a lot-
competition.
yeah, it's so good.
Shall we?
It's
move
time
on?
to grade out. Grade out.
Well, guys, we really appreciate you making the trip out here. It's an arduous journey.
It was
You know,
straight up 83.
Right up
you
right
don't
up the highway.
you don't arrive with the same people you left with. You know,
I think there was like
people are born on the trip.
what are those little roundabout? I think there was 8 roundabouts coming up. So
Yeah.
like,
Once we got off 83.
People get
Yeah.
so worked up about roundabouts, and I don't know
yeah,
why.
I just thought
They're a
I'd throw it in.
fantastic solution
They really are.
for a
If- if
traffic problem.
people
They're great.
use them correctly,
Except
it's a great thing.
I didn't use one correctly though. I was going. They're all different. So there was one. It looked like it was pavement, like in an inner lane, but it was like just brick, and I wasn't supposed to be there. And there was a big.
Oh, you're up.
You're up on 2 wheels, like, oh
So
snap!
basically, I just went straight
That's
through the
the one on
intersection
Mills.
with a little bit of a
You
zigzag.
know that one.
Oh,
And
shit.
then the next one, I'm like, no, I got to go way around.
No, that's how we do it up here. We do
Zigzag
that
or straight through?
Straight through.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah,
It
that
looks
sounds
like
good.
pavement, but it's probably a sidewalk. I'm not sure.
Good thing nobody was walking there. Careful, Duncan's gonna
Yeah,
take
what-
you out when you.
What noise is for like running people over?
I don't know. That didn't make sense. Maybe
And
this.
knock on wood.
Maybe this. That's probably better.
That's not good.
That's not good. You don't do
No,
that.
no, no,
Running
you don't wanna do
somebody.
this.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but again, it was great seeing your place and then having you guys come up here and share a little more of your story.
Well, we appreciate you guys having us.
Yeah, I had a
Thank
lot
you
of
for the
fun.
invitations.
Yeah, I hope you stick around because we got some snacks. And we're gonna.
Yeah.
Tacos.
We got a ton of
Right,
tacos.
right there.
You know, I don't know. Taco Boy probably ate
Yeah, I hammered out a few.
15 of them.
What do we have coming up next then?
Well, next week we're going to be out at Two Friends Brewing in Cleveland. I'm excited for that. That's the Dan Malls, which I've talked to before. Back when I was thinking about opening a brewery, I called him up. He was at Portside, I believe.
Yep.
And he was like, "Don't do it, man." No, he just gave me the real life,
The hard truth.
the hard truth about, hey, this is going to be your life, you know. So we're going to be out with those two guys. Ozimba is the other gentleman's name. I have not met him yet, but looking forward to talking to them. June 10th, we're going to be out at Hoppy Dudes, trying to nail down if we're going to be in Medina or Hinckley yet. It depends on, what place they want to showcase, but hopefully we'll wrap that, get that nailed down. And then the 17th, we're going to go out and see our friend Ann at Four Paws in Columbia Station. That's going to be fun.
We need
She's
to get there.
she's a hoot.
Yep.
We haven't made it there yet, but we need
Oh
to.
man,
We have
it's
to, we have to get there before August. They have a Brewers of the Corn Maze
yeah.
Yes.
in
Yeah.
August. We'll be there for that.
Oh, good.
With the
Yeah.
Good.
Which one? Do you know?
Third one?
The Brewers of the Corn Maze.
They're doing 3 of them.
Oh, August.
The August one.
August. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
second one?
I think we are.
Is that the
Here.
Tag? Is that the Tag Brew?
It might be.
Okay.
I think we're paired up with 8th Day. So maybe not. I might be wrong on that. So
Because Lorraine Brewing and I believe Medina will be out for the 1st and 3rd one of the Brewers of the Corn.
yeah, we're excited for this.
We did all 3 of them last year. It's a great event. You will, it is so much fun.
Yeah, we're excited for it.
Yeah, it's a great property. Ann's a hoot too.
Hoot.
She's on the board now for OCBA.
She is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard about that. Yeah, that's awesome. And we always try to get her to come to BlabberMalt Show. She's like, I have yoga that night. So, we nailed down this. She's like, I'm going to have to give up yoga. You know that. I'm like, well, you got to do what you got to do. I mean,
Just
but
do
we want
yoga
to see
in the
her
morning.
brewery. Yeah.
Do the morning session.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then
Pajamas.
Yeah, we had some schedule conflicts earlier, and we're trying to get some other people lined up. So beyond the 17th, not really sure what we're doing. So if you have a brewery and you want to come on, give us a call. But otherwise, we'll figure something out. We always do.
And if people want to find out more about Phoenix Brewing, where can they find you guys?
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, phoenixbrewing.com.
Sounds
Or
good.
or
We do.
131 North Diamond Street, Mansfield, Ohio.
That's the place.
the
you
best
really
place to
should.
go.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the best place
Yep.
to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
In person.
See you in person.
Yeah.
Every day but Monday. We're open every day but Monday.
Because usually, how many beers you have on tap usually?
16?
16 beers on tap.
And then four up in this spirit room. So
Fantastic.
Yeah, the last Tuesday we were there and they had trivia and the place was packed.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell me the trivia is hard.
Yeah.
it's very hard.
But if you paid attention on this show, you had there's a lot of answers I'm sure you could probably use. Maybe.
Tonight was bingo.
Tonight was bingo.
Yes.
Okay.
Tonight was bingo.
A little easier.
A
Little
lot
easier.
of fun. A lot of fun.
Everybody
lot of
can
fun.
play bingo.
A lot of
Everybody loves
luck,
bingo.
yeah.
There were people that came in at 4:00 to reserve their tables for bingo.
My God.
So there were two women and then one gentleman, and they came in and
What time does it start?
6:30.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You get pretty tore up.
No, they were drinking at that time. They were drinking soda.
Okay.
They were going to switch over to sangrias. I believe she said sangrias,
All that carbonation.
like at 6:00. So
Okay. Well,
they were just chatting away, eating snacks.
that's good.
I thought it was great. I think it's a lot of fun. I love seeing somebody like, I want this table and I'm going to come out to get that table.
We have
and
a great
hang out.
bingo. What does he call himself? The guy who runs MC. Jason does.
bingo master.
He's a bingo
He's the bingo
master.
master.
Bingo master.
And he
Master.
he does a great job.
Madman, McManus, or McManiac.
He'll
So-
interview people. He'll ask questions.
He's
Oh, yeah.
awesome. He's awesome.
Interaction. He likes his interaction.
Well, if he needs some, sound effects,
Yeah.
hook him up with us. I'll give him a board with sound effects, and he can.
Right. That was the running over. No, never mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We got to figure that out.
Dave, do we have a couple more comments just coming in there at the end there?
We probably do. Dan says, or Rick says, "I am what I am." That's a Popeye reference, right? Yeah. Dan says, "I brought up rhubarb before, and now Tom's talking about his enjoyment of purple yams." Yeah. Tom likes a yam. Brewers of the Corn is a great time, says Dustin. Okay, Rick says, when Rick says something, I got to read it first because
Right, I
you're
agree.
halfway through and it's risky. As they say in NOLA, tore up for the floor up. From the floor up. Yeah, okay.
All right. No.
And I read it once before and I still screwed it up. That's terrible.
The tongue twister.
Yeah, not really. I'm just
Dave, how do they get a hold of the show?
Benjamin Declan. Well, if you want to email us, which nobody ever does, but it's blabbermalt@gmail.com. You can use that. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. You can also find us. We're the BlabberMalt Show on Facebook and YouTube and all the X and the threads and all that at BlabberMalt. So find us there.
We'd hit how many followers?
We hit 700 followers.
I think it's 704 is last I saw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to get to 1,000 here. What's there?
We're going to push it to 1,000.
Push to
You
1,000.
think we can make it?
Turn it up to 11.
Right. 11,000.
1100.
1100.
Let's not get crazy. It's
One step at a time.
It's a niche. It's a very niche show, I think. So, yeah.
All right. Well,
All right, guys.
Yeah. Thank you again.
Thank you
guys,
so much for coming out. We
Thank
really
you for having
appreciate
us.
it.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
I got some left. So
Yeah.
don't break.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Back there.
Stay
Stay
malty,
malty,
Cleveland.
Was that long?
Oh yeah, you can.
Well, sometimes I'm